Hey everybody, back for another golf season. Just came back from 4 months in California and got a bit of a tan. I got this hat and I got a lot of anger towards the President of the United States. So it's good to be back. I wanted to just give you a quick update about how things are going to roll out for next year. Rather than just send you a long and boring email, I'll send you a short presentation. So, key dates going forward. The course opens on Thursday, March 27th. Mountainside is scheduled to open April 3rd. We have what's called the soft season, where there are no scheduled games, just if people want to play golf and kind of start the club. We have reserved 4 tee times for April 1st. We want you to register as usual on the website. We messed that up last year and tried to do it through the Pro Shop. Didn't work. So register as usual through the Pro Shop. And so we'll have 3 days of 3 dates of the soft season, April 1st, April 8th, and April 15th. Then what we'll have is our spring meeting will be on Tuesday, April 22nd at 9:15 in Dappers. That will be followed by our first formal event, which is our Icebreakers game, which is a $5 net skins. And that eases us into the season, and we'll have our first monthly cup the following week on April 29th. It'll be a shotgun at 11 o'clock. We did have a meeting last week with Fairmont Hot Springs Resort Golf. Well, actually, we met with Rick, and so there's a few things that are coming out of that meeting that I thought uh, I would let you know about. First of all, Rick was very enthusiastic that he has enhanced his maintenance staff for both courses. There'll be more full-time people. Albert is back. He reminded us that the fees were frozen from last year, so in this era of inflation, uh, we got the same deal that we had last year, including the pool passes. The members' discounts on food and beverage will remain as they have, and of course, the Golf Canada membership is now back to being included in your membership fees, and that obviously works out well for us as a club because we had to collect them last year. Just a reminder, if you're not a pass holder at Fairmont Hot Springs Resort, you'll have to buy your own Golf Canada membership to be part of the club. It's part of our constitution, and Jim Broom can assist you with that. It's not a big problem. I think it's about $65. There will be some changes with regard to the driving range this year. They're going to have a designated warm-up area, which will be 2 or 3 stalls right next to the first tee. And so if you're next out, that's where you're expected to hit your balls, so that will leave the rest of the warm-up area for other people. The bridge issue, yeah, I'm smiling. The bridge issue on hole 5 to 6 is unresolved. So the detour will continue to exist until they resolve the bridge issue. I do not know, and there is no scheduled time for when that bridge issue will be resolved. Uh, we're also working with the course on implementing some handicap changes. As you know, I've indicated that I think the handicaps on the course are not particularly correct. Um, Bob Malloy got some data from BC Golf, which confirms that the handicap rating of the course is all kind of messed up, and we will share that data with you prior to the spring meeting. But the view of executive at this particular point is we should be working together with the course to make the handicap changes rather than being independent. So we're trying to work with the course and give them some leadership in terms of making the handicaps more fair and appropriate for Riverside. We may need to have an alternative to our monthly cup shotguns in June, July, and August. Uh, Rick is working with us on that. We'll still try to get it so most people finish at the same time. But this is just a heads up. You don't have to worry about now, but it is something that we may need to deal with a little later in the year. And Rick reminded us that they have cleared for volunteers if the club or people want to assist with anything in the course. If there was a project the club wanted to take on the course or something like that, we would work with Albert on that. I know that Jeff Blunden was doing sand and seed work up at Mountainside last year. Possible changes coming forward. We're going to propose an Interclub Dragon Slayer Award. Basically, we want people from our club wanting to represent the club in our interclub events, rather than me guilting a person who finished third in the monthly cup and really doesn't want to do it. And so you would, when you register, you'd say, "Yeah, I want to participate in the interclub events." You get 1 point for qualifying through the monthly cups and playing, and then all the points that you earn at Interclub are added to your total. And so the most points at year end would win the award. So if I qualified and I played, I would get a point. If I went over to Mountainside and won, I would get that point. And so I would have 2 points after the interclub, and any points that I get in any other interclub after that would continue to add to my total. And if I have the most points at the end of the year, I would win the $35 award. And we pegged the award at very similar levels to monthly cup and other types of things. So we're proposing that to the membership coming up. Another thing that we're going to propose to the membership coming up is a 2-day Friday Cup with Mountainside. Jim Broom has agreed to coordinate this if the club approves it, with the proviso if you can't get a solid plan together by championship season, which is in August, we would just go with the status quo because we already have Friday Cup booked on our day in September. So more on that coming up, but be thinking about whether you think that's a good idea or not. I see I made a spelling mistake. This year I'm looking for a little more club involvement. It was my bad last year that I did a lot of things on my own because I thought it was just easier. But this being my last year, I've come to realize that the more people that are involved in the club and the more people that know how things work, in other words, how the sausage is made, the stronger your club is, rather than having only your executive with the knowledge of what's going on. So we're going to form a couple of committees. And I think some of you are very familiar with those if you played in the club a long time. We're going to have a registration committee, and we're hoping that, that we can get 8, 12, 14 people willing to do it. So you'd only have to do it, every 6 weeks or so. Basically, if you're on the registration committee, you'd have to show up 45 minutes prior to the first tee time, collect the money. If there's any cancellations, you'd have to, assign some blinds. Arrange for the KP placements to go out with the first group and pick them up as you go out in the last group. And so, we think that 2 people each week would be very appropriate for that. We also like to have a post-game committee where you calculate the money and present the prizes. And you can see how the calculations are done. I suggested a scoring committee, but Darcy won't let anybody use his computer, so him and Darren will do the scoring this year. Next steps, I will be sending you a registration email in late March. And basically the first question will be, do you want to join Riverside Men's Club? That's a yes or no. Secondly, I'll ask you if you want to participate on the Riverside Men's Club Interclub team. And again, that's yes or no. I know that a number of people will go, no, I'm a Mountainside interclubber, and that's great. I mean, the Mountainside people contribute so much to our men's club. I'm even going to join the Mountainside Men's Club this year, but I'm going to participate on our interclub team. And the final question would be, do you want to join a committee And if so, which one? Do you want to be on the registration or the post-game committee? So it'll come out on a Google form. And if the Google form doesn't work for you, you can just email me back the answer. It's just the three questions. We'll be having an executive meeting on April 1st. That's just executive. But we'll be setting the agenda for the spring meeting at that time. And the reason I'm making note of this is that if you have any items that you want the executive to talk about and put on the agenda for the spring meeting, you have to get them to Darcy by March 29th. The spring meeting agenda will be on the website and any other documents that go along with it by April 8th. So just a reminder, the soft start begins on April 1st, 8th, and 15th. Register as you always have in the past. Spring meeting on April 22nd, followed by our opening Skinzapalooza. This year for our spring meeting, again, the captain's report will be online. It'll be Q&A only at the spring meeting to save time. And look for your registration email at the end of March. So we're looking forward to having a great season. Course looks like it's wintered extremely well, and we're very positive about most things going forward. Off to the ski hill.